In the news, America is being sorely tested on the world stage, especially since President Biden's disastrous debacle in Afghanistan. That's the clear message from Mike Pompeo. So what exactly does the former Secretary of State stay awake at night? He shared his concern in this exclusive CBN interview with our Jerusalem Bureau Chief, Chris Mitchell.
Nearly 2 months after the U.S. pullout from Afghanistan, Secretary Pompeo told CBN News how the consequences are playing out in Israel and beyond.
So I've heard over these past few days while I've been here in Israel, I've heard from many of the Israeli leaders and security establishment. They're very concerned. They're concerned not only about the increased terror risk, that there'll be room for al-Qaeda or for ISIS or for both to grow in the region in Afghanistan, and that this will embolden Iran. But also they're worried. They're worried because they saw America execute a withdrawal from Afghanistan that can only be described as a debacle. Not only did we have 13 Americans killed, so tragically, but we still have Americans who are behind enemy lines. It made no sense to me the way the Biden administration executed that withdrawal, and I think America's credibility in the world was damaged as a result of that. I pray that we're able to get that credibility back.
One impact of the pullout seems to be a more belligerent China. How would you describe the threat of China right now?
All of these things are interconnected. Leaders around the world watch how American presidents behave. They can sense American weakness, that America's not prepared to honor the red lines that it has drawn to protect America's vital interests. And so I think what you're seeing from the Chinese Communist Party is precisely what you'd see follow from that. They're going to test, they're going to push. And the first place we're seeing this test is 150-plus aircraft flying into the Air Defense Identification Zone for Taiwan. I hope the American administration is prepared to do the right thing to support the people of Taiwan.
You've been the CIA Director, Secretary of State. What keeps you up at night?
You know, the single biggest thing that keeps me up at night today is the fact that we are teaching our kids in school things that are so deeply disconnected from the American tradition that it is incomprehensible for me to understand. Right? We now have teachers who want to tell our kids that our nation was founded on a racist idea. They want to tell children that because of their race, they may well be the powerful and the other group be the victim. This is not the America that I have known. It's not the America that I've read about. It's not the American tradition. We had a noble founding. We are the most exceptional nation in the history of civilization. And if we refuse to teach our children that, then the republic is at risk.
Secretary, you're an evangelical Christian. You're here in Jerusalem. What does Jerusalem mean to you?
I was at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre yesterday, right, where Jesus was crucified, died, and buried, and then rose from the tomb. This is at the center of who we are as Christians, and to get to once again to walk this place is a reminder of how central Christianity is to humanity, and how important it is that as we enter public life, that we keep Christianity and our faith at the center of it, and we never fear. We are disciplined, we are true, we are tolerant of people of other faiths as well, but we know who we are as believers in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Mr. Secretary, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir. It was wonderful to see you again.
Mike Pompeo was first in his class in West Point. He was on the law review at Harvard Law School. He is absolutely brilliant. He was an incredible Secretary of State. He's the man, and if we ever had a leader, he would be the one that I would pick, and I would be very comfortable if he was running the United States of America.